Alright everyone, I put together this video today for Falco gameplay. So, I have 6 different maps. I'm going to show you where I put Falcos, why I put them there, what you can do to avoid getting murdered while using Falcos. Well, I hope you enjoy the video. The first map here is Shield of the Capital, otherwise in my guide known as Gates. And this map, you get a few different options. At the beginning, the first best option, you'll see someone already has their Falcos up here. They beat me to it. You put them right on this far left, tab left tower, and you just fire right into that kill box. Now, as you'll see, their kill box falls extremely quickly, and that's just because Falcos don't have a hit counter. They're literally hitting and knocking down everything. You see all the numbers, and you'll start seeing a lot of kills here. Kill counter goes up extremely quickly, along with destroying any arty. I'm aiming at the artillery over there, because there's 2 ways to get rid of the Falcos in this position. If you see the enemy team doing this, that's the first one right there, rushing them. Axe Raiders, unfortunately, are one of the best options available right now. They're luckily not as broken as they were before, but the other way is artillery. Place artillery in that little cove and blow up the Falcos when they show up. I am always aware of this strategy being used against me when I'm defending on this map, just because I know how devastating it is, being a Falcon main and all. So I always have a cannon or ballista or something ready to kill the Falcos that may or may not show up there. Even if they don't show up there, a ballista or cannon can be used to stop an enemy advance either way. So no matter what, you're not wasting resources necessarily on this map. Now, I was getting low on the ammo, so filling them back up. I'm also asking my teammates here, do we need a pushing unit? That way I could switch from Falcos and be of better use. And I just about did switch, but then a buddy of mine was like, no, we're good. And I canceled the switch, and I'm bringing my Falcos back up there instead. And I'm just kind of dancing around here, waiting for the right opportunity to head back up there.
As you command. Ready? Attack!
What I'm going to be doing here, since we're capping A, is I'm going to push a little bit past A. And I'm just waiting for my buddy to let me know that it's clear. It's good to have friends. That way you don't have to worry about, running up there and all of a sudden your team's getting steamrolled and you just lose your Falcos for no reason. So I may be missing a few, but Falcos are still dangerous. Even if there's just 1 or 2 of them, they can still inflict some damage. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to shoot at this kill box a little bit, hit the supply point, just kind of harass the hell out of them. And this pisses people off. I mean, pisses me off whenever I have it happen to me. But these guys were ready for it. They have ranged, but I'm going to take some of their ranged with me. And they do wind up killing a few of my Falcos, which is frustrating, but name of the game, unfortunately. And that game pretty much ends right there. We wind up losing. So the next map we have here is Allenberg, and there's a few spots on this map when you're defending. Even when you're attacking, there's a few good spots outside on the supply points, but when defending, the first major option is destroying the siege tower that's trying to land on B. And you always want to just stick your guys on the supply point here. You can get them somewhat close to those houses and still have a really good shot at the tower. Then you just run up here to target it. Now, one addition that I really enjoy is the fact that they allow you to target the tower itself. You'll see that here. About 2 months ago, you used to not be able to do that, and you used to have to target the ground of the tower to try and angle it right, and it was just such a nightmare. So they've basically buffed Falcos a tremendous amount just by adding that as a feature. So I placed a Conqueror in because I do need to kill these siege towers for a challenge, so really wanted to make sure I got this kill. See them trebbing up here. Usually they'll burn a treb if they see ranged units like they do, or if they see Falcos, you basically want to fire one volley and move them. Because I guarantee you any experienced player has already put the target on you once you fired that first volley to try and catch your Falcos.
Enemy siege tower has been destroyed.
There's the tower. Now I'm just kind of looking around, seeing what's next.
Open fire!
I did want to cause some damage to that, and I will just kind of shoot down the staircase a little bit. See me aiming right where the staircase is going to be, because there's no way I'm stopping that tower with it being at half health. You can just see the shots just kind of arc down the staircase. It's wonderful. I don't believe I hit very much, but I do scare them and keep them away from it at least a little bit. And I go back to hitting this tower, trying to get a second tower destroyed. Unfortunately, they are pushing us here, so it's about time I get my Falcos out of here, because it's extremely easy for one of them to hop on their horse and just hop over our units and jump on top of my Falcos. And unfortunately, if I'm not right there and they don't get off their horse, I can't stop them from killing my Falcos. If you see a mall protecting Falcos, stay on your horse. There's nothing they can do to stop you. They're too slow to kill your horse, and they're not able to grab you unless you're off your horse. So, there you go. You know how to piss me off now. But, moving on. Hitting Bravo point, B. And you can hit A point from up here as well. I only hit it a little bit. I'm just kind of surveying the area, seeing what's going on. Also closing this gate, so if they try and sneak around where I won't be able to see them, they'll destroy the gate, and then I'll see the message, and I'll at least get a few second warning before they try and kill my Falcos. A lot of times I can stop people. Half the reason I play Maul is so I can grab someone and toss them somewhere, toss them into a corner and have my way with them, that sort of thing. Adds a bit of fun to the game. But I'm just waiting for them to land that tower, and 9 times out of 10 you get people trying to push. And I have my Falcos sitting back a little bit ways for 2 reasons. One, so if they do treb this, there's a very high chance they're just going to hit the wall and do nothing to my Falcos, and so my Falcos don't wind up accidentally hitting the little ramparts there, little stones sticking up. You can see me just kind of targeting over there. My buddies were like, they're pushing A, so I was getting ready to target over there, but nothing over there to really hit that's sitting still or is in a position. So I'm just targeting B, and as you can see, I'm leveling them. Unfortunately, this isn't enough to stop them. Our team needs to be pushing it at the same time. We do hold it a little bit, but yeah, they're going to cap B here. And one thing I notice, and you'll see here in a moment, is you'll see a red dot heading straight north of Bravo Point. See that little dot in between Supply and Bravo Point? You're going to see him try and run here.
As you command.
And I see that, so I'm getting my Falcos out of here. And this was close. Like, I'm talking 2 to 3 seconds later, and I would have lost my Falcos. And I'm popping the speed boost and everything to get them down here, and I get them to the invincibility point. And I'll come out of here, and you can't see it yet, but when I turn this corner, watch what I see. Right behind them, within a couple seconds. they can do a little dance move on their horse too. And if he had gotten any closer, he could have killed a few of them with that little move he can do on his horse. I'm not too familiar with the glaive class, I just know they can spin around on their horse. But that was Allenberg. Now for Great Wall Falcos are only super amazing once a point has been taken. Now unfortunately we do get steamrolled a bit, and B point gets pushed pretty hard. Normally you can bring your Falcos over here on the left and you can shoot over the wall onto that pathway leading on the wall up to B, so you can actually slow down their advance into B point. But unfortunately we're getting pushed too hard and I didn't have enough time to get over there. And C point falls in a similar manner extremely quickly, but I'm trying to get over there. But yeah, unfortunately it's falling too quickly and my buddies are like, don't even bother. So I just go ahead and ignore that, move over here, and I get in position. And you always want to place your Falcos behind that little hill there, that way they can't target you. Because when they're trying to target your Falcos with the Treb, because that little like lump, the tiny hill, it'll stop them from being able to hit you. They'll either target clear behind them or clear in front of them, and the Trebs won't hit. Like where I'm putting them now, a little bit up a ways, someone experienced could wind up hitting them there. And also this spot gives you a perfect view. Now unfortunately a DB does come back here later, and you'll see that in the video. DBs, I really can't say anything to them because they have one specialty. It's so easy to kill a DB if they get caught, but man, they do their job really well when they know how to do it. Now, there is this little spot here that a lot of people don't take advantage of. It's really dirty. I noticed that they were destroying the wall soon, so I moved my Falcos to get them in position. And see that? There's a little piece that breaks, and I started helping them destroy the wall because I wanted that. Because once that wall breaks and the back wall, I get a little triangle piece that gets cut out of it, and you can shoot right through that triangle piece all the way down the hill there outside of that gate, and you can hit where all of their troops usually muster to get ready. So yeah, it's a little dirty. Unfortunately, they were taking too long to destroy the wall, so I moved over here with this other set of Falcos. We're just getting ready to hit them.
As you command.
I'm just kind of communicating with my team right now. A couple of them are poking them. And they're also holding the tab left up on top of the wall there. We may have gotten pushed to home extremely quickly, but this is one of the easiest to defend spots in the game, so it wasn't a huge deal. Honestly, one thing I have wanted to try is, with this map, is have a 15 stack if we could manage to somehow get 3 teams in and just fall back to home immediately. Now you see that little hole opened up. Watch what I do here. It's wonderful. You can just target right there and let the pain commence. Dude's just being annoying. Stupid Scorpio. But he is trying to catch the Falcos in the back, and they do wind up killing that other dude's set of Falcos. Luckily, it's near impossible to get to my Falcos unless they actually physically come to the back of the base. with that wall being in the way. And they're trying to push on home. Luckily, I'm slowing them down a bit, stopping them before they even get to the top of the hill. Now, because they are pushing so hard, I will wind up moving my Falcos here in a moment, just to get a straight shot right in. Yeah, that's pure luck, by the way. I did not know that Treb was going to be coming, and I see my Falcos taking damage, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? I'm looking around, then I'll spin around here in a moment.
As you command.
Guess what I'm gonna find? I see
As you
that
command.
DB sitting there in his invisibility.
As you
Seen
command.
something over there. Yeah, I didn't know for sure. I thought I seen something. Didn't know for sure yet, but there was a DB here. You'll see my Falcos take more damage here in a moment. But for some reason, the DB wasn't using his abilities when he was trying to kill my Falcos. He was just basic attacking. I don't know.
As you command.
But I decided to put my Falcos clear in the back. That way, it's near impossible for them to catch them.
As you command.
Had to line them up a little better.
The enemy's about to capture the final flag. This unit skill is improving.
Got the aim off a little bit, unfortunately. Pretty sure this was the game that the DB showed up and started killing my Falcos. Guess we will find out.
As you command.
Steady! Hurry up!
As you command.
This unit skill is improving.
Yeah, there's that prick. And he was just basic attacking for some reason. He could have easily wiped out my entire squad of Falcos in the time I didn't notice
As you command.
if he had just used his abilities. But he didn't for some reason. So, whatever. I'm not going to complain. I still had half of them, so... Still left me with options. But at this point, we won the game. It was over. There was nothing they could do. And I'll pop up the screen here in a moment because they're talking about the troop count. And I look at it, and it's wonderful to see. And I'm just kind of messing with the targeting at this point. I always like to experiment with the Falcos more and more. Anything that I think I haven't messed with yet, or maybe I don't remember, I'll mess with it again. I like to know as much as I can about all the units, but Falcos especially, because they're such a strategic unit. They're one unit that can easily change the tide of a battle. Like, sure, shields are useful, pikes are useful, flames are even useful, but none of them can cause as much damage as Falcos. Because the Falcos knock everything down in their path, it allows your team to just walk over everything that got knocked down. Because when a unit's on the ground, they can't do anything until they get back up. So attack, defense, none of that matters. Doesn't matter if they're ISGs, Imperial Shield Guards. Or Spear Guards, sorry. They're the shield unit. But those guys, doesn't even matter how tanky they are. Just Falcos ruin the day of everything. Now, one thing I have seen, there is a way to make ISGs tanky enough. I seen it 2 seasons ago. they can become tanky enough to take a Falco shot and not get knocked down. Now, if they get volleyed, they're of course going down. The volley is most likely going to kill everything in its path, because you're getting hit with like 20,000 damage. There's nothing really in this game that's going to survive that, except maybe a hero, or Iron Reapers. But even Iron Reapers will wind up getting killed, because 20,000 is the low end. Generally, some of the shots will headshot, and they'll do like double damage. Falcos are awesome, regardless. And we're just kind of holding here. They did one final push. We were not ready. But I was screaming at my team. I was like, get on point, get on point. Yeah, you see me put it in chat. I was not about to lose this game just because we were idiots. We sallied out when we shouldn't have. But there's the victory. It was a pretty damn good game. But on to Conqueror City. So defending Conqueror City, you get a couple of options, but the two best options for Falcos, and I'll wind up kind of using one here at the start, but the other one is right here. This is where you want to plant your Falcos and just keep them here the majority of the game. Even if you're not doing anything with your Falcos, keep them right here and then run around with your hero. Because right here, you can hit the home point, and they're protected from trebs and other ranged. And I'm just helping my team stop a push here.
Open fire!
Fire!
Position!
One thing I was paying attention to is the units in the north pushing from tab right.
Open
Always want to keep an eye on that map. One thing I also didn't notice until it was too late is a set of Falcos pop their heads up on the left. You can see the hero form over there. The Falcos should be popping up. I believe it's at this point. If not now, then it winds up happening later. Falcos show up to the left of that supply point that I was looking at, just above that gate. And they start shooting at my Falcos.
Prepare for bombardment. Good moving. Shield.
And then me and that Falco unit wind up having a shootout that I win, so, you know. Yeah, and I was a little pissed off that they killed half my Shenjis. And that's what led me to pulling out my Falcos. They actually would have won the push if they hadn't just randomly trebbed my fucking Shenjis. Some dude managed to time it so perfectly. I honestly think it was an accident. I think they didn't even mean to, but you know what? It cost them the game. Because if I hadn't pulled out my Falcos when I did, they would have won the push.
As you command.
And this is the other spot that I mentioned.
As you command.
I'm just kind of targeting everything,
Open fire!
trying to stop them. They're also getting ready to push the main gate. My allies were screaming for my help. Here in a moment, I do go down there, I believe,
The enemy captured the point.
if I remember correctly. Yeah, looking down there, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look good. So I'm restocking on ammo, popping their speed boost, and getting back in that spot that I mentioned earlier. Looking right down on home.
Commander, as you command. Get to it.
Position! Quickly now!
Look at that wonderful shield wall. Wouldn't it be a shame if somebody just, you know, shot it? I don't know why I find it so satisfying, but that's always just an amazing thing to do.
Into position.
Unit, assemble!
Hold position.
Get in position!
honestly, any heavy shield wall, especially if it has pikes in it that I see, I love just planting my Falcos and letting it go. The numbers and the satisfaction knowing that the enemy team is now pissed off at me and they're trying to think of a way to dive my Falcos. Like, you'll see a couple of them later try and come up and kill my Falcos. But, of course, where I'm at, I'm behind my entire team. Even blueberries, when they see something shiny, they will take it. Shiny as in being someone's corpse, and someone's corpse being more score. Padding them stats. You can usually count on blueberries to at least pad their stats, if anything else. My faith in most randoms in this game is pretty much gone. I've watched them retreat behind and stop behind my Falcos to use them as a meat shield while I was pushing back the enemy. Yeah. People are stupid sometimes. And I wish that only happened once or twice, but no. It's probably happened 30, 40, 50 times.
Formation. To me. Get to it.
Open fire!
Here comes another push.
Position. You heard the commander. Do it.
Let the Falcos go. And then I don't notice those Falcos on the left over there until the last minute. They do wind up killing one of my Falcos.
Position!
Spread out. As you
Oof.
command. Form.
Yeah. Get my Falcos out of there.
As you command.
Steady!
I guess all my Falcos did survive. But I had to teach this kid a lesson.
Open fire!
Fire.
Don't use my Falco spots
Ready for
unless you're
battle.
prepared to die.
Follow me. As you command. Ready for battle.
I will punish you for doing it wrong.
As you command.
Steady!
When you use a spot like that
For bombardment.
on the sides of that supply point, you fire once, move to the other side. Fire once, move to the other side. You do not stay
As
there.
you command.
So that guy got punished for being an idiot. Don't be an idiot with Falcos in my game. I will ruin your fucking day. It infuriates me seeing someone use Falcos wrong.
Into position.
Open fire!
Fire. Yes, Commander.
Steady!
As you command.
Quickly now!
advance. Prepare for bombardment.
Steady!
As you command.
Open fire!
Fire.
Then you can see that guy with the Falcos trying again. And I mean, the second he's seen my Falcos firing, he shouldn't have stopped and tried planting. So there's another mistake. So there goes another Falco, another Falco. Me and him just play this cat and mouse game for a little bit.
Steady!
His team does try another push, and I go stop that. As you can see, we kind of dominate
As
the
you command.
troop count, so not much of a game at this point, just me and this Falco guy playing cat and mouse. There goes some more.
Steady!
As you command.
Remember, kids, fire once, move. Fire once, move. Whenever you're danger close, unless you have a reliable team protecting you. And you know there aren't like Falcos or Sifs or something that can tear through the enemy extremely quickly. Even Sifs aren't that big of a danger. I'd be more afraid of a Falco line behind an enemy line than Sifs. Even though Sifs are capable of melting everything instantly, Falcos can knock the entire thing down in a very, very large range. Another thing with Falcos is I get tons of artillery components. Oh my god. I see anywhere from like 1 to 10 artillery components every game. Generally, when I see 10 or even more artillery components, it's generally TW. But it's nice.
Shield wall! Shield wall!
I do gotta mention I was still really pissed off that half my Shenjis got murdered. So, I really wanted the enemy team to suffer. A lot. I was having fun with them Shenjis, damn it. How dare you ruin my fun? They want to ruin my fun, I'm gonna ruin theirs. And then they try their final push here. This ruins the rest of the units they had.
Open fire!
Fire!
Final push here. At this point, we're pinging the base, trying to get everybody there.
Open fire!
Fire!
Open fire!
Fire!
And unfortunately for the enemy team, us having a fully functioning Falco unit just hammering the point, that alone is enough range to stop whatever push they might have tried.
Open fire!
And I'm just trying to get another artillery component because I'm a little greedy. And I just let this guy do it. I was just like, you know what, kinda done, kinda over this. Or maybe it's the next guy.
Steady!
As you command.
Maybe that was a different game. Because I know one game I just kind of
Follow the command.
let my Falcos die at the last minute.
Stand ready.
Well, that was our victory on Conqueror City, so next is Border Fort. This map,
As you command.
there's some interesting stuff you can do. And I wish I had recorded it when me and my buddy Nut, we had come up here, and you can actually crossfire.
Steady!
And I'll show you what I mean by that here in a moment.
Moving.
What I'm doing here is I'm just catching the back line of their kill box there.
Fire!
And it's difficult to hit it when it's over there. That's usually the best place to put it.
Stand ready!
Not necessarily for effectiveness, but for protecting them. Now you'll see here, I'm doing the crossfire. Go to the right side, shoot to the left. Go to the left side, shoot to the right. My buddy Nut, we did double Falcos, and we cross-shot and destroyed both kill boxes at the same time. It was wonderful. That's teamwork right there. But this game, I spent a lot of this game wondering where the other half of the enemy team is. Because if you look at the map, you look around, you only see half of the enemy team. And they're not dead. I opened the scoreboard to see if people have left. They just are AFK. So I really do feel bad for the enemy team in this game. They allowed me to make a good video, so that was cool. But, man, having teammates that don't help you, at least be cannon fodder, man. Like, if you're gonna AFK, do it after you've burnt all your troops. Just go in there and kill as much as you can, as quickly as you can. And then, I guess, I mean, it's really not okay, but at least you could have said you did something. Because if you look, only half the enemy team is on the map. I don't count no more than 6 or 7 red dots, hero dots. So, I don't know. I don't know where they were this entire game. Even when we got on home point, they were just nowhere to be found. Try not to be that guy, okay? At least try to help at the beginning. I get if the rest of your team wants to give up, you can give up too at that point, but you should be trying until the end. Usually. I've called it quits when the rest of my team tries to use my Falcos as a meat shield. They've thoroughly proven that they don't want to win the game, so at that point, I don't want to either. It takes a team to beat a team in this game. So if you don't have a team, you can't beat the team. Pretty simple concept, but a lot of people that don't understand it. And I seen those guys coming over here, so I sent my guys back to the spawn point, back to the supply point. Kill them before bringing my Falcos up, because I guarantee you they were coming up here to kill some of the ranged. Maybe some of them were trying to kill my Falcos, who knows. But we had quite a bit of ranged over here, so hard to say. And I unfortunately spent a lot of time on my back here. 4 short swords can all choke on my dick. That was not fun. And my buddies were laughing. I was just like, Sour, are you going to help me? And he's like, I'm trying. Because he was the short bow behind me, shooting him, trying to get him off me. But, I mean, realistically, not much he could have done there. Okay, longbow, so he really couldn't have helped me. Explosive arrow wouldn't have done much, unfortunately. But yeah, I got bullied by 4 short swords. That wasn't fun. But we continue, showing the Falcos here. And I just kind of look around, because we hadn't capped A yet, so I'm like, how have we not capped A? We outnumber them 2-1, basically, because half their team doesn't want to play, so I bring my Falcos up here, because I'm just like, well, I don't know where they are, so I'll just shotgun them, point blank them, and they're not here. A couple of them show up to delay the capture, even though there's 6 minutes left. I don't know. This was a weird game. Normally, you at least have people being cannon fodder, so they can justify their own existence. Like, they don't even have troops. At least it doesn't look like it. It's like they're not even trying to waste troops or something. It's like, oh, we'll hold with our heroes. I don't know. They think they're playing Dynasty Warriors or something. just kind of firing down on their supply point. It's about some of the only troops I can see. Got to reposition them because I was kind of hitting that house. I see those stupid archers.
Open fire! Open fire!
Yeah, I'm trying to lead the shots, but unfortunately, when people move erratically like that, not moving in a straight line, it's near impossible to guess where they're going to be going.
Open fire! Hurry up!
Yes, Commander.
Again, a failure to lead.
As you command.
I'm not good at hitting moving targets with my Falcos.
Spread out.
Steady!
As you command.
Position!
Disperse!
Yeah, I was getting ready to send them clear out there, but then my buddy was like, hey, I'm camping this supply point down here. And I'm like, alright, I'm coming.
We captured a point.
Steady!
Yeah, and we're just stomping their team. Like, I don't know. Like I said at the beginning, this game was weird. Just
Steady! Hurry
nothing
up!
was there. Like, you'll even see when we get to the end and we do a big push, you'll see one amazing moment with my Falcos, but that's it. That's really it. And it was a ballsy move. If any of those heroes on the enemy team had even half a brain, they would have dove my Falcos the second I moved them out there and killed all of them. And I was ready to try and stop it,
Steady!
but whatever.
Steady!
As you command.
Units, assemble.
Hold on.
Steady!
As you command.
Yeah, I'm sitting here yelling at my team, telling them all to move up,
As you command.
Steady!
pinging it, just trying to get them to move forward. Finally, they're putting stuff in there, and then I see all of that, and I'm getting giddy because I'm streaming to Discord, and a couple of guys are watching me, and I'm just like, watch this. This was the first and last moment of enjoyment I had in this match. The rest of it was spent wondering, you know, where's the enemy team? Like, winning is cool and all, padding my stats, but
Our team is about to capture the final flag.
it's boring when it's so easy. And I just kind of quit at this point. I was like, whatever.
Prepare to fight.
And that's game. Alright, so next, Regionopolis. So, every single time, if you ask any of the guys that have run with me from the Fallen, which is the majority of the house, they will tell you, this map, shields, pikes or something, pike spears, some sort of charge hold unit, and then my Falcos. We only need 3 things. Now, granted, we of course get some of the blueberries running down there with us, and we had one of our guys sitting up top watching A and B point, just to be safe. But down in this tunnel, this is where I hit my record of 180 kills. 150 in the first minute and a half of the game. A 15-man push that tried to push through the tunnels. We had 40s, stalwarts, and palace guards down there. And then my Falcos. Oh my god, it was glorious. Needless to say, I got pretty giddy. I was chuckling and laughing. It was awesome. Oh, when things fall together like that and are just so beautiful, it feels so good. Yeah, Cold with his stalwarts and Sour with his 40s coming down with me. And then Furious, he has his claymores. I believe he was the one that set up top and kept us appraised of what was happening above ground.
An enemy siege tower is preparing to advance.
Close order.
The enemy battering ram is preparing to advance.
Units, assemble! Prepare
The
to
enemy
advance!
siege tower is
Stand
advancing.
ready! Raise weapons! Get in position.
The enemy battering ram is advancing.
As you command.
Alright, and here it is. Normally you gotta get down here as quickly as possible and then shove into this tunnel.
Follow the commander!
Then you want to cram your Falcos on the right side of the wall normally. And then your guys just go up to this second to last torch before this destructible wall, and you just wait.
Battering ram is advancing.
Usually, unless they don't come at all. But normally they'll try and funnel through there, and you just click at the ground of the end of the tunnel and let your Falcos go, and they just murder everything. It's so beautiful.
Steady.
You can technically sit farther back in the tunnel, but you wind up hitting about the same amount.
Command.
It's better to stop them sooner. It also stops axe raiders from being able to get back too. 'Cause most people are going to be knocked on their ass and killed before they can even aim their axe raider charge. And here, they're just kind of camping on the outside. I'm telling my team at this point, don't push all the way out. You just want to chill here.
Raise weapons!
Steady.
As you
The
command.
enemy siege
Shields
tower
up.
has reached the
Get
wall.
moving.
Position.
Shields up. Get moving.
Steady.
The
As
enemy
you
battering
command.
ram has reached the gates.
Yeah, you generally don't want to actually push out this tunnel because it's so easy to
As you
treb it.
command.
I've been the one attacking, and I've had a bunch of enemies try and push out of that tunnel, and I just trebbed the entrance. Got something like 40 to 60 kills. It was awesome,
Steady.
but also devastating for them. So you see us running back. Our buddy Furious was telling us, hey, things are getting a little hairy up here. So we're all coming up and seeing what we can do to help. And I thought it was about time to switch out of my Falcos, I believe, at this point. Or, no, I'm bringing them up to
Steady.
the camp spot. I do that later. I do bring out my 40s at some point. Unless I'm thinking of a different game.
Shields up.
I probably play too much. That's probably what it is.
Position and attack! Attack! Loose!
As you
Here, I'm just
command.
kind of waiting.
Stand ready!
Now, one little known fact that a lot of people don't seem to realize is when you get up on this wall here, you can hit outside of the breach, outside of B. And, whew, it feels good. You always want to place your guys as far back as you can. That way, when they do treb, because they will treb this spot if you sit here long enough. And that way, you also don't hit anything, or there's low chance of it. You just shoot outside the breach. See me catching some of them. It's such a wonderful sight. There's the random artillery destruction.
Prepare to fight! Stand ready! Form up! To victory! Attack at will!
Open.
Yeah, they're really trying to push that breach. So I'm just doing what I can to try and keep them from pushing it. decides they want to put it in the comments. Yes, I realize I'm basically AFKing here. Welcome to Conqueror's Blade.
Ready?
As you command.
Disperse!
At the double!
And I thought it was a good idea to change troops, but probably wasn't.
Your unit is retreating.
Form close order!
Yeah, I run down here with my flames, thinking I'm gonna help stop a push here. I should have sat up top of my Falcos. This was a mistake on my end. Bringing flames down here. We didn't really have any shields or anything holding the push, so like our wall, what we had left was getting run over as I got down here. So it comes down to here, and I didn't have my flames positioned right. Like, everything about this decision was wrong. I fucked up really badly here, and I try to correct, try to get them set up so I can at least stop this. Then I move in. Unfortunately, we get pushed back here, and my flames all die. We get pushed back to C. Yeah, for some reason we wound up losing a shield wall or two. I should have moved my flames up there, honestly, instead of sitting here, but I didn't think about that until it was too late. Most of the palace guards were dead. So, yeah, unfortunately.
Let the earth burn!
Yeah, big mistake on my part.
The enemy has captured Conqueror.
Well, now you get to watch me die horribly here. I don't believe I make it out of this. Maybe I do. Who knows? Probably not. I don't think I do. Oh, no. Away I go. Yeah. This was the one where I actually made it out. And I was going to pull out troops, but it would have been a terrible idea. You'll see the red guy pops his head up a little bit. One of the attackers. Yeah, there he is. If I had pulled out my Falcos, there's a very high chance he would have dove them. Because Falco units are worth the dive. There's actually not a situation I can think of where they aren't worth the dive. Unless there's just one or two of them left. Even half a unit of Falcos, you need to get rid of them. If you see them, they need to die.
Destroy them! Stand together!
Stand ready!
Form back for battle! Breach! Form up! Spread out! Stand to! Destroy them! Come in! Forward! Prepare to fight! Form up! Change formation! Cut them down! Attack! Form up! Yes, commander! Prepare to die! As you command! Spread out! Form up! Change formation!
Yeah, basically just waiting here for a little bit. Just trying to get my bearings and wait. Because it's just not the right time to pull out my Falcos.
Stand together!
Probably should have pulled out one of my white units. Woodcutters or serfs or something just for cannon fodder, but coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't. Just kind of waiting here. I also needed arty kills, so team hampering for the win.
To the death! Spread out! Make ready! Yes, Commander! On hand! Fire! Position! Fight! Burn them! Prepare! They will cut them down! Stand together!
Warm up!
Get in position! Change formation! Basic! Yes, Commander! Yes, Commander! Take position! Stand to!
I'm still curious how that guy survived that. I guess I probably should have waited another second or two. But, oh well. Eat purple grape shot, you fucker.
Stand together! Stand together! Stand to! For battle!
Yeah, unfortunately didn't see him in time and wound up losing my grape shot. Sad. But oh well.
Form up! For battle!
Oh yeah. And you may be pointing it out. I see them Falcos.
Stand to!
I was telling one of my buddies about it, and I was hoping one of them would be able to dive it.
Stand to! Prepare for battle! Stand ready!
Just tell us where to shoot.
Form up!
Yeah, sometimes I have troubles making up my mind.
Spread
What I
out as you
want to burn
command.
in a siege.
All troops, follow me! Prepare to fight!
And I see that guy up there, he's got a cannon. So I'm going to place my Falcos up top here and take out the cannon. Fortunately, right when I start doing this, someone starts pushing for the breach, and I gotta get the fuck out of there real quick.
Form up!
Attack! Steady!
Prepare for battle! Slaughter! Fire! Stand ready! Attack at will! Stand to!
As you command.
I see it, and then luckily I got it.
Prepare for bomb.
I'm moving them, getting them out of there. I wind up putting them at that supply and just leaving them there.
Wipe them out!
Attack!
Spread out and attack! Form close order!
Warm up!
Prepare to fight! Form up!
Steady! Hurry up! Steady!
Close order.
Form up!
Quickly now!
Prepare to
For
fight!
close order.
Steady!
Together! Stand
Let's
to!
get position!
Stand
For
together!
close order.
Unit, assemble!
For close order.
Steady!
Stand together! Battle! Stand ready! Together!
Yeah, I wind up bringing my Falcos back, and I'm just hoping that guy doesn't decide he wants to ruin my day. And I come over here and I get real ballsy with my Falcos, and they wind up getting trebbed.
Attack at will!
It was a mistake on my part. Kind of. I'm just kind of waiting for them to try and push in, and we even have flames here, so there's not much they can do.
Destroy them!
Steady!
As you command.
Prepare to fight! Fire! Prepare for battle!
Gotta love those arty kills.
Stand ready! Prepare to fight! Form up!
Steady!
As you
Hurry
command.
up!
Captured the point.
Stand to! Your spacing!
As you command.
Stand ready! Attack!
Luckily, there were only 2 minutes left, so at this point, it was just to hold the point as long as we could.
Time to strike!
Prepare for bombardment.
Destroy them! Time to strike! Strike them down! Yes, Commander! Kill these! Second will! Even hell! Be clean!
Spread out. Disperse.
Open fire! Fire! All glory! Get in position.
Disperse.
As you command! Form west! As you command! Form west!
Alright, well that's the end of this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the Falco gameplay. I'll be posting more videos in the future here, specifically guides on various classes such as Sifs, 40s, Stalwarts, ISGs, so keep an eye out.
Stand ready! Spread out!